Strap in tight and hold on to your volleyballs, there's a storm a-brewin'. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movie storms. For this list, we're looking at movies where storms play a significant role in the plot. The film does not have to completely revolve around storms, as in a catastrophe movie, but it has to feature at least one for it to count. Number 10, Storm at Sea, Cape Fear. Starting off our list is the Martin Scorsese-directed remake of the 1962 classic of the same name.
Granddaddy used to handle snakes in church. Granny drank strychnine.
I guess you could say I had a leg up, genetically speaking.
Scorsese has added intense storms to a few of his other films, like The Wolf of Wall Street. Cape Fear storm, however, takes place on a river in North Carolina in Sam Bodwin's houseboat.
The people called Samuel G. Boat!
It also features violent thunder, dangerous tides, and a revenge-seeking Robert De Niro and Nick Nolte holding an improvised trial while the boat remains pilotless.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I agree. That was argumentative.
And you thought courtroom dramas were intense.
Forget about that restraining order, counselor! You're well within 500 yards!
Number 9, Tornadoes with Sharks, Sharknado. This entry on our list combines two things completely not associated with each other: tornadoes and sharks.
Those sharks?
That's right, tornadoes and sharks.
Oh crap. Look at all those sharks.
While on paper it sounds like a terrible nightmare, the execution of this made-for-TV movie gave it a cult-like following.
Look out! More sharks!
When a cyclone off the coast of LA carries sharks onto shore, the ensuing mayhem is disastrous and hilarious in ridiculous ways.
Falling sharks!
Not even the cheesy-looking CGI sharks could take away from Sharknado's awesomeness.
I really hate sharks.
Number 8, The Flood, Hard Rain.
At least we're out of the rain, right?
Oh yeah, this is real cozy.
This entry on our list takes the usual heist movie recipe and simply adds water.
Sheriff, there's a lot of water coming your way.
Set in Indiana during a terrible rainstorm, we meet two armored truck drivers who get robbed.
Money's safe, we're not. The water rose a foot in the last 20 minutes.
The money is then stashed away, so a hunt for the stolen funds follows.
Come on, get out!
Get out of the water!
The fact that it was filmed inside of an enormous tank with a replica town built inside of it made for a controllable, yet realistic look through the use of practical effects only.
Water comes over the top again, it's bye-bye dam, bye-bye town.
Although the action thriller might have been panned by critics, it's hard not to at least admire the filmmaker's dedication to realism.
You give away our only boat in the middle of a flood. You are a genius, Henry, a regular Einstein.
You want to come with me?
Number 7, It's Raining Frogs, Magnolia. P.T. Anderson makes our list with his 1999 film, Magnolia.
Oh, the frogs falling from the sky.
Throughout the movie, the director makes references to the book of Exodus, specifically chapter 8, verse 2. That passage talks about one of the plagues that God cursed Egypt with when the Pharaoh would not free the slaves, which was smiting all thy borders with frogs. What makes this storm so special is its symbolism in the drama. The characters each react to the storm differently, and the audience is left to interpret it in many different ways.
This happens. This is something that happens.
Number 6, a sudden and violent windstorm, White Squall.
White Squall.
This film is based on the true story of the real-life ship Albatross and her crew, which consists of Captain Skipper and several teenage boys learning how to sail. While the boys are bonding and becoming sailors, their ship is hit with what is known as a white squall. While some believe this type of phenomenon to be a myth, what differentiates it from a regular windstorm on the sea is the appearance of white-tipped waves and the absence of black clouds, which means you get no warning until it's too late. While the storm in the drama is undoubtedly terrifying, it also helps bring the crew closer together.
Now, with all due respect, Captain, they're only boys. They're much more than that, sir.
Number 5. Buckle up, Chuck. Castaway. This is the survival story we all know and love. When a FedEx employee named Chuck Nolan has to travel to Malaysia to fix productivity issues, his plane gets taken down by a violent thunderstorm. Our perspective stays on Chuck the whole time, so we feel every tense moment. From when the water comes crashing in until he reaches the surface, where we get to see the destruction and ruin that only Mother Nature could cause. And so his lonely journey begins. Number 4. Tornadoes into the storm. The most recent entry on our list brings us tornadoes from the found footage perspective. When 2 students start filming a time capsule project and a team of storm chasers heads to their town trying to get new footage, they all end up getting more than they bargained for. The tornadoes in this film are massive, deadly, and destroy everything in their path. And just when things couldn't get any worse, an explosion turns a tornado into a fire-nado. This rare phenomenon has never been portrayed so brilliantly on film before. Number 3. Tornadoes, tsunamis, and hurricane-like superstorms the day after tomorrow.
You want to freeze to death?
Out of all the entries on our list, this one takes the award for the most variety. The cause behind all of this chaotic weather is none other than global warming.
Our climate is fragile. At the rate we're burning fossil fuels and polluting the environment, the ice caps will soon disappear.
Polar ice starts melting as a result, and what ensues is scientifically inaccurate, yet ridiculously awesome destruction.
The superstorm will last 7 to 10 days. When it's over, ice and snow will cover the entire northern hemisphere.
Tornadoes in Los Angeles, rising tides in New York City, and another ice age are the main attractions in this disaster flick.
The snow is getting deeper by the minute. We'd be trapped here without food, supplies.
It's a risk, yeah.
An unnecessary risk.
Amazingly shot with breathtaking visuals. If there's anything that Roland Emmerich does well, it's destruction.
We should get going before the snow gets too deep.
Number 2, Hurricane, the perfect storm. The title of this movie says it all. When a group of fishermen out at sea are caught in, you guessed it, a perfect storm, they have to fight the weather to make it back to shore.
If anyone can survive this storm, it's that goddamn Billy Tyne. I'll give him that.
The tension is very real, as the crew has nowhere to run and no choice but to ride through the extreme weather.
We pray.
The realism of the visuals is breathtaking. Based on true events and on an actual storm that happened in 1991, it's scary trying to imagine actually being caught in this hurricane. And with this disaster drama, you don't have to imagine.
Let's get out of here.
Before we report our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
I'm coming! I'm coming, Dad!
Get right off. Dr. Coley wants to talk to you. Now!
Number 1, Tornadoes, Twister.
The suck zone. It's the point, basically, at which the twister sucks you up.
Spinning in at number 1 is the classic visuals over character disaster film known as Twister.
Jonas, listen to me. The pack is too light. The twister will toss it before it reaches the core. You have to anchor it.
In the movie, we follow a team of storm chasers as they follow a series of tornadoes in Oklahoma in order to deploy a research device to better understand them.
Lawrence, come in. We gotta get ahead of this storm. What's on the satellite?
What follows are gigantic tornadoes carrying high-speed flying debris, houses, and of course, cows.
Cow. I gotta go, Julia. We got cows.
Nominated for an Oscar for its visual effects, even today, the visuals in this drama are still crazy real. Do you agree with our list?
I don't think you did your homework.
What do you think is the best movie Storm? For more destructive top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.